Whoa, he has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free.
Okay, next question.
I'm a horse football coach right now.
You know, it got shoved up, shoved it up. It got shoved, right?
Let's go kick some ass.
Good evening, Spartans fans. It's episode 18 of the Spartan Savants podcast. Taking over the hosting duties tonight, it's your boy Willie. Nick's been doing a great job. We just thought we'd change it up a bit, play a little musical chairs with the hosting chair. I am, of course, joined by my two great Spartans and esteemed colleagues, Nikki Homburg and Travis Tyler. Nikki, how are we doing tonight?
Willie, I think you know.
I think I do.
You know, it's been 37 days. I did dry January. Haven't touched alcohol since 2023. Well, the Spartans, they made me do it. I'm back on the
folks.
wagon, baby. Ah.
Oh, welcome back. Goose. Sorry, my dog is going crazy. Travis, how are you?
Hard to follow what Nikki just said, but it's you know, the Spartans are a little adding to some misery here, so you know, good thing we have booze.
Yeah, absolutely. Nikki, what's the drink of choice this evening?
It is bullet whiskey.
No, wow, the good stuff.
Oh,
That's the
why?
good stuff.
It was given to me at a white elephant.
Hey,
I mean,
good.
it's a good.
Free booze is good booze.
That's right.
So we got an action-packed show tonight. Lots to get into. With the couple Michigan State games to recap. Some good, some bad. Look forward a little bit to a couple games coming up on the horizon here. A big one on Saturday at the Breslin Center against the Illinois Fighting Illini. We'll get into some other college basketball stuff going around the country. We'll touch on National Signing Day a little bit. National Signing Day number 2, I should say. And then we'll get into some new segments. One that I think everyone will enjoy. And then we might even touch on some Super Bowl stuff before we sign off. So we'll start with the good. I think we can recap the Maryland game from this past Saturday. Michigan State took care of business 63-54 at the Breslin Center, covered the spread. Lots of good takeaway. I know that a lot of the focus will probably be shifted towards the Minnesota game from last night. But Nikki, quick thoughts on the Maryland game. I know you said you had a couple things you want to touch on, so take it away.
You know, it was a good team win that was just completely invalidated by everything that happened yesterday with that Minnesota loss. I guess Walker and Malik, 19 points. That's good. If you can't do it on the road, doesn't really matter. But that's nice. Walker's Walker. Hogard had 8 assists. You know, Sissoko was himself. Akins, though, he had a great game. He's really coming into his own as a player. I think he's definitely become, even in the last game, he's starting to become more the player we need him to be. I wish I could say that about the rest of them. I will say the star of the game is the Breslin Center because they make Maryland make mistakes so that this suckwad team can actually have some wins.
It seems to be the only place they can get it done. I agree. Great team win. I think, you could say what you want about Hall. If he goes for 19.7 rebounds, I think we'll probably have a pretty good chance of winning most of the games that he does that, provided, someone else at least can put up a few points as well. Travis, any thoughts from you on Maryland?
Yeah, I mean, on the Hall point, he's been playing really well until yesterday, so we'll get into that a little bit more later. But I thought, we showed a little more hustle in that game, played a little better. We had that nice run to go up 14-5 in the first half. So for some reason, we have problems guarding Dante Scott every time. I don't know why. He doesn't do anything different every time, but he's always the guy that tends to go off whenever we play them, it feels like. I thought the defense was getting better. The fast break was really big. There's still a couple things they weren't doing so well, but it just felt like a game where things started to come together, and especially with the bigs that we've kind of criticized all year, it felt like Kohler was starting to come along, and they were all starting to play better. And I mean, after only scoring 17 points in the second half against them the first time, it was really nice to pull away with one the way we did, even if it wasn't a perfect game.
Yeah, that was encouraging. Anytime you can win when you don't have, when you don't play your perfect game, it's always nice to see, that kind of gives you a little confidence, that this team does have a little fight, that, they can still, pull out a win, by almost double digits even when they don't have their best. A quiet night from the bench, I thought. Only 8 points from the bench. I know these guys aren't, logging 15, 20 minutes, but 2 points from Kohler, 2 points from Carr, Holloman, 2 points, Cooper, 2 points. I just feel like, gotta get some of these bench guys going a little bit. You can see a similar trend from last night, or when we talk about last night's game as well. It was a pretty quiet night from the bench. I know those guys aren't supposed to be the key contributors, but, especially last night when Walker went down, it's like, geez, I thought we were going to have a pretty deep team coming into this year, but it's been pretty disappointing. But I would echo everything you guys said on the Maryland game. Good team win, took care of business. I don't really have too much more to say on that. I think that if you guys are ready, we can get into the events of last night.
Oh yes.
Take it away.
Yeah, so obviously, just to everyone probably listening here is aware, Spartans laid another egg on the road, losing to what I think is an inferior team, although the Big Ten records wouldn't suggest that. Losing to Minnesota. Spartans were favored by 2.5. I want to start with just grievances. I mean, we can get into all the stats and other stuff after that, but I just want to, Nikki, start us off, let it all out there. Just air out the grievances. Start wherever you want, take as long as you want.
Here are my notes.
I love it. Okay, nice.
So let's see here. As I was saying, Akins is looking better. Let's start with that. Let's get the positives out of the way. Akins is looking better. All right, yeah. Now that we got that out of the way, so first off, so there's a 7th-year senior who just kind of started going off against us. It always seems like we have a random guy go off against us. Maybe if that keeps happening, that just means our scouting fucking sucks. Have you ever thought about that? Maybe we need to get better assistants or something. I don't know. Like that's been happening the past 4 years. It just seems maybe like maybe we could catch on to something. A lot of Izzo hindsight 2020 mistakes. Like he says, oh, I probably should have called a timeout. Like, okay, yeah, but Malik also should have made like his free throws. Like there's so many things. Like it just, God, it's like it feels like we haven't won a national title in 24 years. I know this has nothing to do with the game, but it's just like every year for the last 4 years, it's been one step forward, one step back. And just like it felt like we all knew this was coming. Like, even though we played pretty well in the first half, like because we were up by 5, like it just felt like you just can't trust these guys. We've been watching the same team for the last 4 years, and it's just no improvement.
Yeah, I think that's I think you hit the nail on the head, Trav. Your instant reaction.
Yeah.
I'm passing it over to Trav for his additional thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, concur with all of that. I will add that there was way too many situations in that game where they were really deep in the shot clock and just passing the ball off and hesitant to take the shots. I feel like it's the same problems that come up every loss. We're missing free throws. Rebounding was a little better in this game, but they're not rebounding enough. Fouling, you get too dependent on Walker to, create the offense. I mean, as soon as he went out with that injury, thank God he came back, but we still didn't look good after he came back. But they just looked lost without him out there able to create the shots, and then Minnesota would take them away, double them up. It was just overall sloppy. And then for as much credit that we gave Malik Hall for the way he's been playing, he disappeared again in this one for the first time since the Northwestern game. And we don't have the team that can win without him somehow. And it's supposed to be a deeper team than this. It was supposed to be a better team than this, and it's just not. The results aren't coming in.
Yeah, to that point, I'm Malik Hall. I mean, 0 points in the second half, 1 for 6 from free throws. Really just tough sledding for him. And Nikki, I think you hit it on the timeout. And to your point too, Trev, like they looked absolutely lost when Tyson left the game. And we've talked about this a few times. Like the timeout, I feel would have been so prudent there. Like as soon as you see it going bad, you gotta nip it in the bud. And I know he talked about his press conference, but hindsight's 2020. It's easy to say. But we've talked about it a lot this year where, you can feel the run coming and the game really starting to turn and you're kind of like, okay, timeout. And then, they score 6 more points and then he called the timeouts. Yeah. And we'll get into Tom Izzo later. Again, I wouldn't tell Superman how to fly. I wouldn't tell Tom Izzo how to coach basketball. But it's becoming concerning. I just feel like there's these times where the game is getting away clearly, and it's just like you got to calm the guys down a little bit. But they looked totally lost when Tyson was out. I thought when he went down, it's kind of like, oh, Tyson's just kind of doing his thing, and he's been doing this all year where he's on the ground for a while, gets back up. But he was, out for I don't know whatever it was, 4 or 5 minutes. Very evident last night that this team really is only going to go as far as he can take them. Without him, they are not good. Especially if Hogarth's not doing his thing. I can touch on him a little
stop
later.
with the mid-range jumpers. Good Lord.
Yeah, I mean,
Hogarth is not a mid-range assassin.
Yeah, and I mean, like you look at the stats from last night. 4 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. He's not someone that we need to score 15 to 20 points a game. But when our offense is cooking, when he's getting assists, I think if you look at a lot of our wins, you'll see he's in the 7s, 8s, assist wise. But man, he took a really bad 3-pointer there when he had Aikens open in the corner. Was late. I don't know if it was around a minute left. Aikens shot the ball very well last night. It's nice to see him come alive. The rebounding I thought was better. Look at Sissoko had 6 rebounds. Maryland, he had 3. Like, I don't know how that guy can play 20 minutes and only have 3 rebounds. Like, it baffles me. Like, that's what you are on the team for. That and
the
defense.
center position is just
it's awful.
I mean, what the hell?
If you are a center that can't play offense and can't rebound, I'm not really sure
what the hell are we doing
where
here.
the minutes are gonna come from.
Like, I would kill for it just feels like our front court in general just sucks. I would kill for like a Kyle Arns, Ben Carter,
Ben
the
Carter
guys
would be the best center on this team.
Like the guys who we used to think is like great, like Ben Carter's in, is like I would kill for Ben Carter to be on this team.
Right. Yeah. I'll even throw another name out there, and he was a little more highly regarded than Ben Carter, but Matt Costello would be so great for this team. I would take him in a heartbeat. Yeah, Gavin Schilling. Just
Garrick Sherman.
Yeah, I mean,
Marcus
the big
Bingham
man.
even.
Yes. Yeah.
We hated that guy.
Nick Ward.
Nick Ward. We used people would talk shit about Nick Ward, even though I thought he was great.
Yeah,
he was very good. Yeah.
He would be. Yeah. Oh my god, I would murder someone for Nick Ward.
It's just the big man thing has just kind of been an issue for a while now, and I think it's not a hot take to point to the loss of Dwayne Stevens. You look back at some of the big men of the past, Derek Nix, Deontay Davis, Adrian Payne, even Kenny Goins. I mean, he developed into a pretty solid player. Obviously Draymond, and the list goes on and on. We haven't had anything close to that in years. Josh Jackson, or Jaren Jackson, sorry. So it's like, obviously Sissoko was a swing and a miss. We've kind of been stuck with him. And I think that's, a popular opinion to go after Tom for not getting into the portal. Probably could have had almost any big man he wanted that was, in the transfer portal. So it sucks. I mean, loyal to a fault, you could say, but I think he's going to have to revisit his thoughts on the transfer portal going forward. But that was tough last night. Yeah, I wrote a couple things down. The missed free throws, obviously. We missed, I think we were 7 for 17 from the free throw line. Totally unacceptable. That literally cost you the game.
Yeah, I
The
think I did the
sloppy-
math at one point. It was like 35% at
Yeah,
one point.
that's just
It was
terrible.
terrible.
I mean,
It's-
go ahead.
It's one of those things where those days do happen, but we've had so many losses that
Right,
we've lost that margin for error for those things to happen. Like
right.
it's always something with this team. There's always just something we completely fall flat on that costs us the game. And then the next game we'll fix that, but we'll lose something else. Like it just feels like it's always something here.
Yeah. Yep. Totally agree. And just the sloppy, lazy start. And that's not new either. I mean, especially on the road, it never feels like they don't really start playing until like 10 minutes left in the first half. Like the first 10 minutes are just like hoo-ha and the fuck around gang trying to, put the ball in the hoop. It's just the laziest passes, the travels. Oh my gosh, the travels. Just could not get
Sissoko,
anything
yeah.
going. And then letting that guy that averages like 11 minutes a game look like Larry Bird. I mean, that just, got the crowd into it. He was into it.
It always happens against us.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it sure does. I didn't even know who Boo Booey was until he played Michigan State and he dropped like 35 in that one game.
And then he did it again and again.
Yeah, and he keeps doing it. Yeah, I mean, and another just a slow night from the bench. I thought Book, when he did play, looked a little more comfortable. Looked like he was a little more involved in the offense. It didn't seem like he was as lost as usual. Any thoughts there? I feel like they just got to get him some more minutes. Didn't play at all in the second half. I don't know.
The
Just kinda
minute
waiting
share
for-
between the bigs was bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
You had Sissoko and Cooper playing like 19 each, and then everybody else with like 3 or 4.
Fuller
5.
did
I
not
mean,
have his best game.
No, a couple
yesterday.
sloppy plays in the first half for sure from him.
Yeah.
Cohen Carr,
4 minutes.
yeah,
What-
but
is he even that good
I
besides
was just
dunking?
gonna say, I mean, he needs to find another, way to score. I mean, he has to be useful in the half court at some point. I mean,
Yeah. They would get the ball to him on the wing, like with a good look for a 3, and he'd just be like, pass. Where are we
yeah,
going?
he's not a threat. I mean, the defense just sags off him, and if he can't shoot it, then it really leaves us in a bad spot. I mean, like you said, Trev, the shot clock just late in the shot clock, just everyone kind of standing around. Tyson's got the ball, 25, 30 feet from the basket. It's just like, what are we doing?
Playing hot potato. Like I don't want to shoot it. I don't want to shoot it. I don't want to shoot
Right.
it.
Yeah.
This is February, not November. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Tough. Aiken's a bright spot, 4 for 7 from 3, 16 points. A nice bounce back game, which we went 1 for 7 from 3 against Maryland. But outside of that, I mean, I get so frustrated watching Hogard because I feel like he has the ability to make our offense go when he's at his best. But then
Oh yeah, he's shown it.
yeah, but then he also just has these games where he kills us because of his lazy or bad attitude, or when things are going his way, he just kind of pulls himself out of it. Kind of makes some bonehead decisions, and it ends up hurting us. So that one was a tough one. Just feels like this is the team this year. I mean, at what point are we kind of suck?
Yeah, like it's even though I'm clearly not happy and angry, it's like it's not even worth getting angry about. Like I think we should officially yeah, I'm sure it probably will. Like I probably still will get angry, but like it just Like they're not good enough, and I guess that's just okay. Like, so I hope they try. They seem like good friends.
I hope
Like
they're
they
having fun.
probably. I hope they have a very fond memories of Michigan State, like we do.
Yeah. So
Um.
no star of the game. Sorry, Nikki, go ahead.
Oh no, no, go ahead.
No star of the game from last night, obviously, but looking forward a little bit here, what can this team do, if anything, to turn this around, or does it go back to what I just said? Like this is just the team. I mean, you got to hope for 4 or 5 games in March they figure it all out and have one of those good streaks, or I don't know. I mean, is there anything? Is there some saving grace that this team has, or any kind of hope for us that this team can turn around and fix it?
Not really. I mean,
This is,
we
the silence is killing me.
we are what we are.
Yeah.
Inconsistent guys disappear. Hall stops making shots or even stops taking them. Hogard stops being aggressive and starts settling for these long twos. I mean, it's just I'm at a loss for words at this point. It's the worst basketball I've seen us play in a while, and I've been a Spartan for 30 years. So yeah,
Ooh. Yeah. It is like even without the preseason hype, like it's just not good.
Yeah.
Like it's no improvement over the last few years.
Glad you said
We're
that.
just we're a mid-major
Mhm.
team. Like we're Wichita State, we're Gonzaga, we're like
I
we
don't
care
think you
about
can say
it's the
Gonzaga,
streak.
but
It's the streak. Yeah, that's fair. But it's the streak. Like we're like in purgatory. Like we know it can get so much worse. And it is scary because it probably would get worse. But like I just feel like Tom Izzo needs to really ask himself and say, do I really truly think I can win a national title here? And if not, he should just he should just be honest with himself and say, you know what? I was a pretty fucking good coach. I am the greatest coach to ever win one national title, and I'm probably better than a couple that have won two.
Yeah.
And you got to accept. State fans have to accept his legacy as it is right now,
Yeah.
and see where that goes. I don't know.
Yeah. And it's a very sobering thought. And one thing, I mean, he's no spring chicken. I mean, he's 69, he'll be turning
69.
70. I thought the recruiting is going so well. He's got energy. He's obviously still very passionate. The one thing I can't get past is that this loyalty thing, and like it would be okay to take on a transfer big man and tell Matty Sissoko, look, brother, you don't have to quit playing basketball, but you can't do it here. Like the fans would probably like that. And we all like Sissoko, good guy, but like at some point you got to know where the college basketball, college sports in general map is going. And, if you don't want to change, I can respect that. I really do. But at some point now it's hurting the team and it's taking away from success. Um, I don't know, man. It's tough. It's tough times.
one of the best players, the best guy, the one transfer he took on.
Yeah, it's like,
And it
last
was
year,
the same way
Hauser.
last year with Hauser. Yeah.
man, do we miss him? Jeez, oh Pete's. But
We screamed at him all the time too.
I know, man. He would be a saving grace for this team. One thing you touched on, Nick, is that nobody's gotten better. And I don't know if you said those exact words, but you alluded to it. Like if you look back at last year's team, it's pretty much the same team. And you look at the progression to this year's team. Tyson Walker, as good as he is, he's the same player. Hogard, I would argue, has maybe even regressed, at least from where he finished the season last year. Aikens, probably one of the ones that has stepped up a little bit, taking a step forward, at least the past couple games. Holloman, another one you could point to. Outside of that, I mean, Cooper, same guy. Sissoko, arguably worse. Who am I missing? Yeah. Hall as
That's
kind of
what
the
he
same,
is.
kind of the same
Yeah.
guy last year. Flashes of good, flashes of just awful.
He's been the same guy for like 3 years, at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
jack of all trades and a master of none. It's tough. I mean, it's I think it is a bit. I know this was kind of a segment or a topic for later, but I think we've already kind of touched on it enough. I think it almost pains me to say it, and I've been dreading getting to this point today. Like, yeah, I think it is time to worry about Izzo a little bit. Like, at some point, it's like the past 4 years has been the same team, and this year was supposed to really buck that trend, and we haven't, and it's frustrating.
Feels almost worse at times.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Like we beat Baylor. That was a great win. Our second best one was like Indiana State.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is where I get so confused by these analytics like Ken Palm. Everyone tells me how much Ken Palm loves MSU. I don't get it. I mean, I just don't see it.
It's all strength of schedule now.
Yeah.
Not strength of wins, strength of schedule. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
And that's what's gonna help us get into the tournament if we do.
Yeah.
And now we're back to if.
Yeah. It's
I think we're gonna make it.
I do too.
I
we'll
do,
get to
yeah,
that
it's
a little
just-
later.
Yeah, it's less of a guarantee,
Yeah,
obviously.
I
Yeah.
know we said the same thing last week, but some winnable games coming up. With that, let's look forward a little bit. Pick up the energy, shake that one off. We got a big one coming up on Saturday at the Breslin Center against Illinois. Obviously, last time at Illinois, we lost by 3 in a close one. In that game, Walker was 1 for 7 from 3, but also had 17 points. Hall had 14 points, 13 points from Akins. I think Hogarth played pretty well too, 16 points. Sissoko even had 10 rebounds in that one. And we still lost. So it's gonna be a tough one on Saturday. Any thoughts in terms of keys to victory? Is there any hope? Are we just going to get blown out? Illinois comes in ranked number 10. Nikki, what are your early thoughts on this one?
I mean, we could win. Like there's always a chance. We're at home. Like we just have to play well. Like we have to play Spartan basketball. That's what it is. Transition, rebounding, things we don't do right now. We have to.
Add defense to that list too.
Yes, that
I
would
mean,
be nice as well.
they had like 4 different guys with 15 points, I think it was last time.
Yeah.
3 or 4. So I mean, been playing very inconsistent defense. Obviously, home game, they surprise us sometimes. Sure, they can win it. I don't have a ton of confidence, although we played pretty solid against Illinois last time. So who knows? But it's really gonna suck if you look at our record at the end of Saturday and see 14-10 sitting there.
Yeah. That's
So that was oof.
Yeah, I don't want to throw around the this is more Nikki's lane. I don't want to throw around the must win phrase too lightly, but 14-10 is pretty tough. Losing record in the conference.
Believe Terrence Shannon's back for them now too. They didn't have him
Yeah, I
last
believe
time.
You are
Yeah.
correct. Tough size matchup. I feel like they had big people everywhere, not just like the center or power forward, but
Yeah, they
even
were one
like
of those
their-
huge teams. Yeah.
Yeah, just a tough size matchup for Michigan State. But when you lose that game to Minnesota, we talked last week about going 7-3 to finish the year. Now you got to steal one. And this is one of those games that we probably predicted as a loss. That now they got to try to find a way to win this one at home. Maybe we can get some Izzo magic. It would be a big one. That would surely bring some confidence to the fan base, I would think.
Yeah, it's so we've finished with 11 losses in the regular season the past 2 years, and we are at 9 right now. So we have Illinois, Purdue, Northwestern, and Indiana. Indiana. Like, are we gonna only lose 2?
I don't like the chances.
Could see up to 13 or 14 losses, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
when the IF word really starts getting thrown around.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
B word, bubble.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I mean, we're already there on the not. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad segue here into and we play Penn State next Wednesday. I'm sure we'll either record right after that, so I don't think we need to get too much into preview there. But let's jump into a segment I'm calling Bracket Science. Many people might know it as bracketology. Trying to get a little
Copyright
original here.
reasons.
That's
Yeah.
right. So Trev, I know you already kind of alluded to this a little bit. CBS does have us as an 11 seed in the playing game. In the West region, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, in the West region against
Yes, it's
New
the West.
Mexico.
Yeah.
But most others have us a little better than that. Fox has us as a 10 seed against St. Mary's, also in the West, where UNC would be the 1 seed. ESPN, probably the most favorable, 7 seed. Texas A&M will be the opponent. East region, with UConn as the 1 seed, and we lost Nikki.
Yeah, I don't know what the
You
hell
go
just
home.
happened. Quickly on that ESPN bracket though, that bracket's from before the Minnesota game.
Yeah, some of
So,
these were updated
yeah.
2-5. Actually, a lot of them were 2-5-24.
Well,
So,
when I looked through them, it was just the ESPN one that hadn't been updated since we lost.
I think all
So-
mine were either from 2-5 or the morning of 2-6.
Okay, I mean they're all the same.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, that playing game would be not ideal.
let me see.
Nick, he said to keep going. Computer shut
Yeah,
off. Okay,
that's what I was
yes,
checking. Yeah,
move
yeah.
right along here. I mean, I don't know how much hope there is at this point to get a better seed than 7, maybe 6
Hmm.
becomes attainable if you steal one of these Illinois or Purdue games. You don't mess around versus Penn State, Michigan, Iowa, Ohio State. Take care of business there. Finish the season strong. Maybe win a couple games in the Big Ten tournament. I think the 6th seed is probably about as high as it goes for this team. But I don't. The opportunity to really make a jump seed wise is not. It's not really present here for this team.
We're gonna need some upsets, and I don't
Yeah.
know if this team is that kind of team that has it.
Right.
'Cause, I mean, your thing about what you talk about with Izzo earlier. I mean, there's stuff out there about him, not being able to coach the team the way he wants to because he won't say it, but they're soft, and that's. I mean, in the losses, yeah, it definitely looks that way. And Davis Smith even said that in his speech at halftime in the one game. But it's going to take a little more than a walk on getting inspired than to get this team going.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say I did find that good. It was great that Davis, the walk on, was the one who
Oh, yeah.
gave that speech.
Much
but
respect.
It would have been nice if one of the leaders of the team did that.
Yeah,
But-
maybe our senior point guards or the 7th year who's the same player for all 7 years.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. I had to step away. My
Good,
dog
yeah.
You're good.
does not want to cooperate with me today. Certainly not any respect for the recording time. So I don't know where we left off, or if you guys kind of expanded on that at all. But the path to the 7 seed or 8 seed seems pretty clear for this team, unfortunately. And like Nick said, I mean, a couple losses. And then we start using that I word pretty closely.
A pretty
It's a
liberal
very sh-
use
it's a
of
very
the
short word.
IF word.
It's a very short word, like our chances once we get there.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I mean, if you would have told me at the
Like,
beginning of the
we're-
season we'd be having this conversation, I would
Oh my
be
gosh.
would spit in your face.
I would have been like,
Rem-
throw me off a fucking cliff. Jesus.
Remember 5 years ago when the Sweet 16 was like a disappointing season.
I do. Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
it's not even just like the past 4 years, like really since like we've only made it to the second weekend, I think twice since we were juniors in college. Like twice in the last 9 years.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 times.
I'm just trying to
Because it
think
was
about yeah.
because our senior
We
senior
made
year
it
first
last
round.
year. Yeah. Went to the Final Four in 2019.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That's depressing.
Honestly, I can't remember 2017 or 2018.
2018, Syracuse.
Hey, yeah.
2017.
No wonder I can't remember.
2017 was the Miles Bridges freshman year.
Yeah, that would have
We
been
were like a 10 seed or a 9 seed.
we were an 8. We beat Miami, and then we lost to Kansas in the second round. So yeah.
We have become the tough matchup in the second round for like the eventual champion. Like we've become one of the obstacles. We're no longer the hunted, we're the hunter. We're like Wichita State, like, oh, you don't want to get matched up against Creighton. They're a pretty good team. Oh,
I was just gonna say.
Marquette this year, scary. Like we were pumped that we beat Marquette in the round of 32.
I mean, they were a 2 seed, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we were playing the 2 seed in the round of 32.
I know. I'm not arguing that.
We keep
point. I'm
doing
just
that.
saying it's still a pretty solid win.
Got a fair point. Yeah, I was just
10
gonna
years
say
ago, if you told me that's a solid win, bam.
I mean, beating a 2 seed at any point is a pretty solid win. Is all my point is.
that's a fair point. Yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head, Nikki. It's I was gonna say we're that talking point team where they're like, oh, you don't want to play this team. This is the
Maybe
we
you
used
do.
to be afraid of playing those teams, but now we are those teams. It's like, oh, Tom Izzo in March, you don't want to play him. This is a 7 seed that could make some noise, but
Yeah, like when we used to be
And that
like,
is all
oh, yeah,
Izzo too. Yeah.
like when it used to be like, oh yeah, you don't want to play Creighton. They'll give you a run. Like it's not like, oh yeah, it used to be like if Creighton was playing MSU, it used to be, well, okay, they're gonna lose. Like they're not gonna make it past. It's like how I feel like how when Duke lost to us in 2019, to them, that level of loss was like us in Syracuse. Like we've become Jim Boeheim in Syracuse.
Yeah. It's a pretty scary comparison. Another sobering one.
I mean, they fell off too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a matchup where you're like, oh man, yeah, you don't want to play them, but like you kind of do.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's that's where we're at right now with this team. But
I can buy in
fingers
very
crossed.
easily.
Yeah.
Guys, don't give up. I can buy in very easily. I can take this all back. I mean, win on Saturday. It's a great start.
Yes, that would go a long way. I feel like we've said this too much this season, but a lot can be forgiven after
It's a great setup
good
for
win.
more pain.
Yeah, I agree. Let's move on a little bit here. I think we've kind of beat that one into the ground pretty good. Just want to look around, quick whip around coverage or some quick whip around talk on college basketball, more specifically the Big Ten. We don't have to spend too much time here. Looking at the Big Ten rankings, and we were kind of talking about it before we started recording. That loss last night really set us back. I don't know exactly where we were going into that game, but I know we were right around that 4, if not the 4, in the standings. But now that drops us to 6-6, 8th place. Same record as Indiana. A game back or a half game back of Minnesota, Nebraska, Nebraska, Northwestern. A half game back of Minnesota as well. We're gonna need some help moving forward here. Good news is we play Northwestern, play Illinois. They're kind of out of reach at this point, I think. But Um, Big Ten standings not favorable for the Spartans right now. But Nikki, give me your thoughts. Is there any kind of hope here? Maybe an Indiana slip up and a Michigan State win when we play them. I think there's an opportunity there, but give me your thoughts.
A hope of what? Winning the Big Ten?
It's just getting back to that 4 spot
Oh,
for the
top
double
4.
bye.
Yeah.
Oh, top 4. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
definitely a chance for that.
Big Ten went out the window when we lost that first game.
Yeah.
yeah, when we played James Madison.
No, I meant the first Big Ten game.
Oh.
But yeah, okay, James Madison too. Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 games on the road, 4 games at home.
Yep.
Hopefully we go 6-2, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Like
Hopefully, I would really like us to upset a team this year.
Yeah, haven't had one.
Well, Baylor, that was about it.
Oh, yeah.
2023. That's 2023.
You're right.
Well, I was going by this season.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's what I meant.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I would like to see us beat Purdue. Like beating Purdue at Mackey would be just nice.
Awesome.
Like that would just be it. I know it's kind of like how you say how someone might say that's kind of just a waste of a win at Mackey, but like we gotta get to a point where that's not an auto loss. So just a win there would be nice. Feel like maybe that Minnesota. I don't know, man. We just gotta beat a ranks team. Like we gotta do something. We gotta do something.
Yeah, I feel like we haven't.
We've got to be exciting.
Yeah, we haven't really won a game that we're not supposed to since Baylor.
We've lost a couple that we weren't.
We've lost games that we're not.
We've lost a few that we weren't supposed to. Yeah. And that's got us in this position now. I mean, we were
right.
I think you said you didn't know what we were before last night. I think we were like a game back of Northwestern in that 4 spot. Now we got to fight through all this crap. With Indiana, we only play once. Nebraska, we only played once and we lost. Northwestern, we're trailing 0-1. Minnesota, we split. I mean, that's a tough road to fight through against some teams that aren't that good, but that's just where we are now.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. It's 6-2, I think, probably gets them back into that conversation for the 4 spot, but never know. They're definitely gonna need some help. That kind of leads into a question I wanted to ask. I feel like this is I can't tell if it's a down year for the Big Ten or if they're just maybe they're Minnesotas and the Northwesterns and Nebraskas aren't as bad as they usually are, and they're just kind of beating up on each other. Obviously we have Purdue, Illinois, Wisconsin, but we're used to seeing so much more or so many more teams kind of in that conversation. Totally bad year for Michigan, not a great year for Maryland, Ohio State. But do you guys think it's a down year for the Big Ten, or is it just they're just beating the crap out of each other?
I have a question for you. I'm going to answer your question with a question. When's the last time the Big Ten had an up year?
Yeah, I think that, they're usually in
9 tournament teams recently.
Yeah, I think they're usually in.
And how do they do?
Well, I think what I was going to get to is that the tournament performance really has been really bad. I mean, Purdue.
Thanks, Purdue.
Never make it to second weekend. They're just not even. They're useless come tournament time. I mean, Michigan State's been Michigan State. They'll get you 1 win, and they might get you 2, but I just can't tell, and I don't know if it's because I haven't watched enough. I really only watch college basketball to follow Michigan State. I don't flip on a Northwestern Rutgers game when it's on, but it seems like there are some teams that aren't usually in this conversation, or I don't know if it's just because we're so far back that I'm not usually worried about Northwestern, but it seems like Northwestern's had a pretty good year. Minnesota looks better too, but I just can't tell if it's bad on bad, or if they're just cannibalizing each other. It's interesting. Top heavy. Bound to be in the middle of the pack
Northwestern's gotten better for sure.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly think it's a little bit of both. I mean, the the league is definitely not anywhere near as deep as it is, but all this at the same time, all the shitty teams are making each other look shittier. You know, it's
Yeah.
kind of so yeah.
The reffing's awful too.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh! I
don't get
can't
me
even
started.
get
Yeah.
started.
Yeah, we don't even need to get into that.
It's just
It's
terrible.
been good 20 years of that shit reffing.
Yeah, and it's been across the board. It's just
Yeah.
no consistency. Yeah, you know what? We've really gotten pretty deep into college basketball here. Let's switch gears a little bit. Signing day number 2, the traditional signing day. Before they got into all this bullshit of early signing day. Michigan State, 2 new signings. I know they were already committed, but wide receiver out of Texas, Jalen Brown, 3-star wide receiver, and then 3-star D lineman. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. Mike Sean Ballier. Both 3
Close
stars.
enough. Yeah.
That brings the class to 20 players. 24/7 Sports has it ranked number 46, which, 3 months ago I would have thought that had no chance of happening. Even probably less than that. 3 months.
We had like
3 months
7
ago?
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tip of the hat to Coach John Smith. But I thought we could talk a little bit about some of the recruits we have. And I want to get your the recruit you're most excited about from the high school class and then the transfer portal as well. And Travis, I'll start with you.
That's not named Aiden Childs.
Yes, and I was gonna.
Well, yeah,
yes,
yeah,
thank
yeah.
you.
We
Not
all
named
know
Aiden
that. Yeah.
Childs. And I think maybe not named Nick Marsh.
Ah,
Sure.
okay. Should have said that earlier. Give me a sec.
Hey, we can, no, you can do Nick Marsh. You can do Nick
Yeah,
Marsh.
if you want to take Nick Marsh, go ahead.
I'm not gonna make it that easy on myself. I'm gonna start with the transfer, and I kind of between 2 of them, and I'm gonna go with the tight end from Oregon State, Velling. I
Nice.
think the tight end position is something that has been missing production wise from this offense for quite a while. We thought we were going to get that from Malik Carr. Too many Maliks, man. And then yeah, I mean he had so much production. He's got familiarity with Child. He's got familiarity with the offense. He's set up to succeed here. So hopefully, that helps us out a little bit and get some production. And it seems like a deeper position, but he's the most on the roster now, but he's the most experienced guy out of there. Freshman, I'm gonna go. It's not really a sexy pick here. I'm gonna go to the offensive line just because our O line has been so terrible. So I'm gonna go with the Rustin Young, the offensive tackle. Nice little swipe away from Oregon State, as are quite a few of these guys, and there are quite a few of them that I like. One that I've seen in person that I like too. But Rustin Young fills a huge need for the team because we talked about it all throughout the season. The offensive line wasn't moving anybody off the ball. I mean, it seems like for the past couple of years that's been the case. So hopefully we can get the ball rolling there with him at one of those tackle spots or wherever he slides in.
Yep.
Yep.
I also think that's because I was going to originally choose him, but I can make a quick change. But my thoughts on Rustin Young, I do think it's great that it kind of reopens the Hawaii pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's always great to have. All your thoughts on the offensive line were right too for that. But I also like that it's someone that our new staff recruited. It's not like like it's not like Nick Marsh, who was a Mel Tucker guy who also liked Jonathan Smith. It shows that Jonathan Smith's staff could identify and get him not only to come to Oregon State from Hawaii, to change his mind last minute and go to Michigan from Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great point.
Excellent point. Yeah.
So I guess I'll go ahead and do my guys. So my freshman, I'm going to say, okay. I'll say Brady Preslav, just because again, need linebackers, and again, another guy that Joe Rossi, he identified at Minnesota, and obviously he loved the coach because the second he went here, he was in. And he's a local Michigan guy too. And transfer, I would have to say, I'm gonna do the other kind of obvious one, probably the other one that Vis was thinking about. Um, that is Tanner Miller, the
You
Pac-12,
son of a bitch.
the Pac-12 lineman.
That was not the one I was thinking of, but yeah, that's a good one.
Is because
Oh,
I mean,
you son of a
again, I feel
bitch.
like we need a center and just a leader that knows Jonathan Smith's offense, who's obviously excelled in his offense, who's a senior, can lead. I think he'll be a great help for us.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. That was my transfer. It's ESPN.
That's why I wanted to go. That's why I wanted to go first.
So wise. He was ESPN second team All American, second team All Pac-12. Has played in 40 games, started 14, played center and guard. Brings a lot of experience. And obviously, like you said, knowing Jonathan Smith's system, really good opportunity to be a leader for this team. Started as a walk-on, everything that you want, out of a gritty Michigan State offensive lineman. I think he will bring a lot to the table. So I'll switch to my freshman while I think of a new transfer. I think Vis, you might have alluded to this one, Mekhi Frazier, running back out of Texas. I believe he was the one you've seen play live. Everything you read about this guy is how hard he runs, playmaking ability. I know that our friend Jim Camperoni was raving about him when he committed. Everything that I've seen and read has been positive. And, that's a position outside of Kenneth Walker we haven't gotten a ton of production out of in the past couple of years. Obviously, I think some of that's offensive line related. But, you look back at those great Michigan State teams, when we were there and even before that, they always had a solid running back. And I'm not saying he's going to come in right away, but, looking forward to the future, I think that'll be a big get for us. We had the Javon Ringers, obviously Le'Veon Bell, Josh Langford, just guys
Jeremy.
Jeremy Langford, geez. Josh Langford basketball. But, we've had those running backs and think you're going to see a pretty big commitment to the run game from Jonathan Smith. So really excited from everything I'm hearing about that, about Mekhi Frazier. Back to the transfers. Go. Sorry.
One thing on Frazier, I wouldn't be surprised if he eventually ended up being a linebacker because he's a pretty damn good linebacker too.
Oh, really?
So yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, everything I hear about him is very physical, very runs very hard, big time guy.
He fits Spartan football style for
I
sure.
like that.
I like that a lot.
I like that a lot. Yeah, I'm so mad at you, Nick. You took my guy. I also don't know why I didn't think anyone would take him. I guess I'll stay on the offensive line train here and go with Luke Newman out of Holy Cross. Hometown kid, went to Brother Rice High School. Coming to finish up his career at Michigan State. Again, we really needed some offensive line bodies. And it's, obviously it would have taken most players, but this is a guy that had a lot of success at Holy Cross, was getting looks from SEC schools. So hopefully he can come in and paired with Tanner Miller and some of the guys that bring it back, like Vandemark and I'm trying to blank on the other guy, but that offensive line room not as bad as we thought it was just a few months ago. So a big get there in addition to Miller. I had a spot for signing day drama / surprises. A very silent signing day.
A lot of walk-ons. A ton
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Walk-ons.
The December signing day is the big one now.
Yeah.
I was doing signing day stuff for work, and all the Texas schools had like maybe 1 or 2 people signing today.
Yeah.
I think the most was 4 or 5. So it was very, very slow day.
So we had a guy, a walk-on from Catholic Central. He's a
Huh?
3-star Stone Cheney.
Yep.
He was
Yep.
offered from Army Navy, so he's obviously a smart guy, hard worker.
Like that.
Turned down his Toledo offer, and so I mean, for
Oh,
be a
wow.
You
walk-on
mean
at
he
Michigan
didn't want to
State.
play for Jason Candle?
I was just gonna say
I
he
mean
turned down Jason
that's
Candle.
yeah. Okay,
Rough
maybe this guy makes
offseason.
bad decisions.
Yeah. But even just like nationally, I was like, is there any big, last second? But I think Trev, obviously the big day is the early one now. Kind of sucks. Like I always kind of liked the little taste of college football excitement, even though it's so far away. The one, probably the one flip, Jaden Walker flipping to USC. I don't want to say it's a big
Woes.
surprise. I think we all kind of saw it coming. It's kind of been trending that way for a while. I think the worst part about it is, obviously losing a talented player. I think it was a 3-star recruit, but that's an in-state guy. You hate to see those get away, especially
Especially
one that was committed.
California. Yeah.
Yeah, and one that was committed to Michigan State for quite a while. So that's
He
tough.
committed
But
like the day before Mel Tucker got fired.
yeah, it sucks.
Well, and then you're also losing a Walker. I mean, we do well with Walkers.
It's also true.
Not
He needs to transfer in.
Yes.
So he
Yeah.
can get the
yeah,
magical
I
Walker
guess
powers.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the kind of
There you
Walker
go.
that we bring in. Yeah.
There you go. And then just a quick thought here, a quick little run through of the CFB or college football offseason winners and losers. So give me one winner, one loser of the offseason. Trev, I will start with you.
One okay. I'm gonna go real simple here and just say Iowa because they don't have to watch that offense anymore.
That's a good one.
Okay, nice.
That's outside the box.
Other side, no, I don't know how severe the Tennessee investigation is anymore, so we'll put that one on hold. I'm gonna say Michigan just because they lost like their entire coaching staff, and they're going through whatever investigation, and you can say, oh, hey, we're not guilty or anything. Harbaugh asked for immunity.
Yeah.
So and he bolted. So we'll see. You don't ask for immunity if you didn't do anything.
Right. Yeah.
So
And then flee
yeah,
the country.
that's where I'm going.
Took mine. I'm just getting beaten to a pulp over here. He just not only did he leave, he's taking staff with them. He's just
Yeah, exactly.
he's really, I think it's a fair trade. I think most Michigan fans are happy to take the national championship and let Harbaugh do whatever he wants. I would probably
That
feel the same way, but tough to say that he's leaving them in a better spot than
I mean, Sharon Moore's not the same coach.
No.
They have a worse offensive coordinator. I don't know what their defensive coordinator is going to be because that report that I was telling you guys about has since been taken down. So, maybe they won't have Coach Crazy coming in there. I don't know. That's what we referred to him as.
It's funny.
Cuckoo bananas.
I mean, I'll have more analysis on that if that actually happens, but yeah. So, I mean, they're falling apart. They don't have they've lost all their or at least all their major playmakers, and they've lost all their coaches. And
Yeah.
who knows what the NCAA is going to bring down on them?
Yeah.
Probably nothing, considering it's taken so long and it's the NCAA. But
Yeah, I'm praying that it's the opposite, and they're just
yeah,
really putting together a nice punishment, taking their time, thorough.
I mean, they
Crossing
missed
every
their
T,
chance for the
dotting
best
every
punishment,
I.
but yeah.
Nikki, give me one offseason winner, one offseason loser.
One off-season winner, Michigan State. We
That's
got a
right,
great
baby.
coach. We got
That's
a great coach. Like we got a guy that would have been people like Washington would have pined after, UCLA would have pined after, like maybe even Michigan would have given him a call. Like we had a guy who would have been sought after.
No question.
And
Home run. Yep.
now we're set up, and a lot of like Ohio State's getting a new QB, Oregon's getting a new QB. All the good teams, the Big Ten, are getting good QBs. Like we could start new QBs. We could be starting a new era. You know, we're in just total hope mode right now. Total hope. And for biggest loser, I would say probably Bama, because the
Yeah,
greatest
I had
coach of
them
all
on
time
there too.
retired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna win that.
Yeah.
Nothing against
yeah.
DeBoer, but he's not Saban.
Yeah, and the tough. I mean, they lost a lot of guys to the portal too. For my winner, I'm gonna go with Ohio State. Some big time upgrades. Obviously some big investments into the NIL fund. I think I read that they spent like 13 million on football players this offseason.
Must be
Whether it
nice.
was recruits or transfers. But they have added some serious talent. I think they got one of the big trends from Alabama. So I think that they're poised to have a nice bounce back. And then loser, I had Michigan. I'll go kind of in the same lane as the Alabama. I'll go with Washington. Lost that game, lost Penix. Not that they didn't know they were going to lose Penix. Obviously, he's out of eligibility, but lost their coach.
OC, like
Yeah, they lost their OC. So a tough, I think they got an okay coach, but he seems to bounce around a lot. So who knows when the next job pops up? I think he's a guy that wants in the NFL.
I mean, that's gotta suck so hard. You lose the national title, you think you're set, and your coach leaves the next day.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, speaking of losers, their new coach left his old team in a shitty position too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Arizona did
That's
not
tough.
upgrade after Jed Fish left.
Who did they hire?
I don't even remember. That's how bad it was.
I know who it wasn't. JC.
That is true. That is true.
I thought he might go to Boston College. I was so excited.
Bill O'Brien to Boston College. That's such an interesting. After he just took the Ohio State offensive coordinator job, such an interesting move.
That'll make an interesting week 2 matchup. Or week
Yeah.
3, whatever it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think we got enough mailbag responses.
Not unless you want to listen to us
fair
pondering
to,
the meaning of life.
Respect to whoever sent that. I mean, I could go on all day about that.
It was Jordan out of California.
Yes.
J Man out of South Beach.
J-Man 2626 dog. Okay. So I've been excited for this segment all week.
Forgot about this.
Hi Travis, I hope you're ready.
I hope so too.
So for all those listeners who don't know, and this is where the Spartan Savants name came from a little bit, I think. Travis has a large or a wide breadth of knowledge when it comes to sports. So we're going to incorporate a trivia segment called Miss the Vis.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Miss the Vis.
Similar to Stump the Schwab. I don't know if it'll be every week,
Nervous.
but try to get in as much
We'll
as
see
possible.
how this
especially if
goes.
We've got some, we'll see how this goes. I do think
Better
that
not
you can have
miss.
some success here, Travis. Michigan State football related, which I know you know well. The category is Spartans in the Super Bowl. So with the Super Bowl coming up this week, thought we would give an ode to some of the Michigan State Spartans that have played in the Super Bowl in the past.
You came up with 12 questions out of that?
I did.
Okay.
Hopefully these aren't too hard. I probably a good mix. So starts off. I'll keep track of wrong and right or incorrect. First question: this former MSU offensive lineman signed a 2-year deal with the Steelers in 2010, ultimately playing in Super Bowl 45. where they lost to the Packers.
Woes Adams.
That is correct. Hot start.
Ding, ding, ding.
We need a little buzzer.
Former
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboy.
Yeah, trust me.
Yeah,
Yeah. I thought you might get that one. Okay.
glad I did.
Another former MSU offensive lineman, won Super Bowl LVIII. I don't know why I didn't put the actual number there. And played in Super Bowl
41.
46.
Never mind.
That's right. Yeah, 46. Super Bowl
Yeah,
46
you're right.
and played in Super Bowl 43, both with the Rams. His brother famously scored a touchdown against Penn State in 2015.
I didn't need that last part, but it just confirmed it. Brian Allen.
Jack Allen is the one that played for the Rams. Brian Allen's the one that scored a touchdown.
No, Brian Allen's the one that
I wrote down
played
Jack
for the
Allen.
Rams. Yeah.
Yeah.
Scored the touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right,
nice.
Two for two.
Willie just got missed.
I just got missed. I don't know why I wrote down Jack Allen, but obviously you're correct. All right, Vis. Morton Anderson kicked the game-winning field goal in Super Bowl 33 in 1999 for what team?
This is gonna be one I missed. Shit. 99.
I don't know if he played for this team his entire career or if he moved
I don't
around.
remember him playing for it, but the 99 champion was the Rams.
This might be 1999 Super Bowl 1998 season. 98
Okay.
season.
Yeah, no, I don't have like it's not adding up. The Super Bowl champions are not adding up in my head
What was the
right now.
answer?
It's like,
Atlanta Falcons.
oh, that was wait, you said Super Bowl. That was the NFC Championship.
The website I read was wrong.
Yeah,
That
the
did a
Falcons
game
did. The
winning
Falcons
field
don't have any Super Bowls.
Well, then that one's on me, Trav. So
Missed the
give
Willie.
we'll give you
Yeah,
a break on that
okay,
one.
if I-
Sorry to all of our listeners out there. All right, this one I do not think is wrong.
No wonder
Super
it wasn't
Bowl-
adding up. Yeah.
My apologies. Le'Veon Bell played in Super Bowl 55 for what AFC team?
Had to have been the Chiefs.
That is correct.
Yeah.
3 for 3 so far. Plexico Burress helped the New York Giants win Super Bowl 42 over what team?
Would have been the New England Patriots.
All right, Trav, you're on a roll.
No.
This is why it's tough to miss the Vis. This former MSU quarterback played in 3 Super Bowls with the New England Patriots. Super Bowl, I'm so bad with Roman numerals, but XLVI, Super Bowl 42, and Super Bowl 43.
This
42
one's
and
so
43.
easy. So easy.
Wait, can you repeat that? Because the Roman numerals threw me off.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Former MSU quarterback played in 3 Super Bowls. Let me get the right Roman numeral for you here. I filled it in on some, but others I did not. All right, former MSU quarterback played in 3 Super Bowls with the New England Patriots. Super Bowl 47, Super Bowl 42, and Super Bowl 43. So 42, 43, 47.
And the only MSU quarterback that I know that played for the Patriots is Brian Hoyer.
There you go, Trav.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. The early Roman numerals threw me off. I had to think of whether like 42 was close
I also
enough.
gave
Yeah,
you the
yeah.
wrong numbers. L is 50, not 40. So it was Super Bowl. I'm killing you. Super Bowl 46, Super Bowl 52, and Super Bowl 53.
Those would add up.
Yes. Well, I'm not making it easy on you, am I?
No, no, you're
You
not.
could tell I did these late at night. Okay. Moving on to question number 7 here. 6 with the asterisks if they wanted to remove. This one-time MSU quarterback was the MVP of Super Bowl 52 after defeating Tom Brady and the New England Patriots.
Nick Foles.
Yeah, there you go, man.
Oh, that's a good one,
Yeah,
Willie.
yeah,
Missed
that's
the
a deep
vis.
cut. Yeah, yeah.
Dang it. Okay. This former MSU linebacker was on the Giants team that defeated the Patriots 21-17 in Super Bowl 46 in the 2011-2012 season.
Would be number 53, Greg Jones.
You get the number too. You son of
I
a
have his jersey in my
son of a
closet.
bitch.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay,
There you go.
nice.
Nice. Should have known I couldn't get you on that one. Okay, Derek Mason was defeated by the St. Louis Rams in Super Bowl 34 in the 1999-2000 season. Playing for what team?
Titans.
Yeah, that was an easy one. Okay, unlike Plexico Burress, this former MSU wide receiver lost to the Patriots in Super Bowl 38 while playing for the Carolina Panthers.
You almost gave it
I
away.
gave it
Louis
away.
Muhammad, yeah.
Would you have gotten that anyways?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. This former MSU wide receiver won Super Bowl 31 with the Green Bay Packers, defeating the New England Patriots 35-21.
Andre Rison?
Spot on, Trav.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay. I don't think you'll get this one wrong. Trey Waynes played in Super Bowl 56 with what team?
So, that was last year. Yes, no, 2 years ago.
Did I get him on the last one?
It was 2 years. Well, I'm just trying to do the math on what year that was. Okay. So I believe it's 58 this year, so 56 would have been 2 years ago. Two years ago was that the I don't remember the matchup. I'm just gonna Bengals. I don't know.
That is correct.
Okay. I couldn't remember what year it was. Yeah.
Wow,
I was
nice.
like, yeah.
Is that a clean sweep?
A clean slate in the first miss the vis.
That's awesome.
Wow, I had to step up my game.
And a correction. Yeah.
Yeah.
And a correction.
Oh my gosh. I knew some of them would be easy, like Brian Allen one. I thought I could get you on a couple, but man.
There were 2 corrections.
Well, I meant like the question he threw away was the correction I was talking about. But yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Because you said Super Bowl winning field goal, and I was like, well, and then you said Falcons. I was like, the Falcons have never won a Super Bowl. What are you talking about?
I don't know what what I was reading.
Willie, you gotta.
Yeah, they lost to Denver that year. They lost to Denver that year.
I will have to step my game up. Well, now I know what I'm working with. We'll be ready for next week.
Will not go well for you if you screw me up.
Okay, nice.
Oh man. Okay. Last segment of the night here. We'll go through this as quickly as possible. With the Super Bowl coming up, I wanted to throw together a little prop bet contest here. I'm gonna call it the Super Bowl Prop Bet Saloon.
Yeehaw! I sure like drinking and watching the Super Bowl and betting.
I've got 14 props for us here. We'll go through it quickly, like picks. I don't know if you guys want to do something for the loser. we can think of anything.
And I'm gonna lose. That's how betting goes.
Well, I'm not
I
very
do
good
I
either.
do the least amount of betting of the three of us.
I think you did pretty good in the pick segment this year
Yeah.
though for college football.
That's picks. That's not prop bets.
That is true. Well, we can figure that out. Some of these football related, others not. Like this first one, coin toss, heads or tails. Travis, I'll start with you.
Tails. Why not? Literally 50-50.
It's definitely going to be tails.
Okay, I'm gonna go heads.
Okay.
That will assure you that it will probably be tails. I don't think I've ever won when betting on the coin toss. Okay, first team to score, 49ers or Chiefs.
Let's go San Francisco.
All right,
Again, 50-50.
that's right.
Chiefs.
All right, and I will go Chiefs as well. All right, next one here. Patrick Mahomes, Brock Purdy, over under combined 37.5 rushing yards.
I hate that one. I'll go over.
Okay, that's a tough one.
The way Purdy ran last week or last game, I'll go over.
Yeah, don't remind me.
Yeah, I'll go over. I feel like Mahomes is due for like one long run. It'll get the
Yeah,
majority of
too.
them.
See both of them getting a big one. I'll go over as well. Travis Kelce and George Kittle, over under combined 11.5 receptions.
Over. Those are the primary targets, especially Kelsey. Kelsey's going to get so many targets. I mean,
Yeah,
unless San Francisco does a great
little low.
job taking away with like Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw, but
Yeah, I'll go under.
All right.
I'll go
Respect.
under.
yeah.
It's a tough one. I'm gonna go over as well. I feel like Kelsey could get close on his own. Chris Jones, Nick Bosa, over under combined 1.5 sacks.
Man, I hate that line. Over. It just feels like because I mean, if they each get one, boom,
Yep.
it's
Under.
I like it. Nick, he's playing contrarian tonight. I am going to go over. Okay, Isaiah
Suit.
Pacheco, Christian McCaffrey, over under 38.5 combined carries.
under. Here it comes.
Over.
Over.
He said over. Yeah.
Oh man, Nikki Suits. We did not even touch on the suit. The Tom Izzo needed to
Yeah,
get back to
no, he
wearing
just
those.
wore the suit. Yeah.
38.5 carries is a lot, but I'm gonna go over. I'll follow Nikki on this one. I think I've been aligned with Trav on a couple. All right, moving on here. Mahomes, Purdy, over under 69.5 combined passing attempts.
Ooh. I'll go over. Don't love it. I don't love any of these, but hey,
Tough ones.
that's called betting.
That's right.
I'll ride with the V, man. I'll go over.
I will. What did I take on the carries? Did I take over?
I don't think you picked.
Oh boy.
Oh, yes, he
Over
took
on the
over, I
carries.
think. Yeah.
So 30 carries, probably 90 plays. Yeah, well, it's all right on this one together. I'll go over. All right, fun one here. Taylor Swift shown on camera during the game, over under 5.5 times.
I mean, it just feels like they're trying to bait you into an over, so I'm gonna go under.
Nice. I like that thought process there.
I really like that thought process, but over.
I feel like they've been showing her
Knew that
less.
was coming. Yeah.
This is the Super Bowl though.
No,
Oh boy,
that's
I'm
what
gonna
makes me second
go.
guess. Yeah.
It
I'm gonna
depends
go
on how
under.
Kelsey does.
Yeah, that's also
Mm-hmm.
true. Oh, that's tough. I'm gonna go under. Um, and the bet is void if she's not there, if she doesn't make it from Japan. One of my favorites, Gatorade color poured on the winning team coach, and this one is a list of options here is purple, yellow/green, orange, blue, red, clear or water, or other.
I mean, this is such a crapshoot. Purple is my favorite Gatorade, so I'm just gonna go with it.
All right, I like it. Good logic there.
So the teams have the same colors for the most part. So like red would be an
Right.
easy one, but like I feel like it'll be orange.
Yeah.
I feel like
There's a
I
little
think it's
hint
gonna
of
be
orange in there too. Yeah.
yeah, like I feel like Andy Reid is a guy who gets orange poured all over him.
Yeah.
He is orange, kind of.
Yeah, he's kind of a little orange. Usually I have a good system for this. You watch what they pour in the conference
Right.
championship game because athletes are superstitious. And if they have uh, red or yellow Gatorade when they win conference championship,
Right.
I would imagine they want the same color for the Super Bowl. I didn't catch Gatorade being poured on anyone after either of those games. Obviously, the Lions game, that was not on my mind. I'm gonna go. My mind says yellow green. I like Nikki's pick of orange. I'll go yellow green. That way we get three
Three different
different
answers.
options
Yeah.
covered there.
One thing I just noticed is that last year the Chiefs did purple in the Super Bowl when they won, so maybe they want to
There
repeat
you
that.
go.
So
And I
this
did.
could be that's the best odds it looks like.
Well,
I was just gonna
that
say
means the
purple
Chiefs
did
have to
have the
win,
best.
though. Yeah.
Purple did have the best odds. Nice. Okay, national anthem. This is being performed by Reba. I don't know if it's McKintry or
Mac-
McIntyre.
McIntyre.
Yeah.
McIntyre. There you guys go. The over under is 90 and a half seconds, so a minute and a half, plus a half second. Travi.
I'll go over. She likes some long notes.
Yeah, I'll join Vis on the over.
Yeah, it's southern, slow, really drag it out. I'll take the over two. Um, okay, first TV ad. What company? This is the first commercial after the opening kickoff.
Oh,
What did you say? Apple.
yeah.
First commercial.
I'm just pick a
I'm
random one. Yeah.
going okay. I'm going to say the trailer for Deadpool 3.
Oh, I like
Oh,
that.
that's a good one. That's a really good one.
Yeah, I was thinking I could see it being a movie or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, damn, that's a good one. I'm trying to think. Doritos always seems like they're kind of later in the game.
Too.
Um, Coca-Cola. TNT,
I feel like
Geico.
Pepsi's kind of early usually.
Yeah, I'm gonna go State Farm. They've been all over Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid.
That's
They
a
might
really
maybe
good
take
one.
advantage
Yeah.
here.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, that is a really
Could be
good
like
one.
a fake like gorilla ad where it's like part of the broadcast too.
Yeah. Another one not to sleep on, and I don't want to get political here, but Pfizer and their connection with Travis Kelce. They have tons of money. It's another one to keep an eye out for. Okay. Back to some football. Christian McCaffrey rushing TDs, plus Mahomes passing TD over under 4.5. So
It's
Christian
McCaffrey and Mahomes.
combined TD rushing TDs for Christian McCaffrey combined with passing TDs for Mahomes over under 4.5.
Gonna go under, I guess. Again.
Under.
Yeah.
Yeah, that 4.5 number might be too big. I'll take the over.
Might be
Why
too
not?
big.
Nice
Yeah.
logic. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Just the straight up game picks here. The over under for this game, at least the last I looked, I should have updated the lines. You know what, let me just pull it up now to make sure. I've got it at 47.5. Let's see if it's still the same or if it's moved. The over under is 47.5.
Reese. We going to, okay, so are we picking over under right now, or are we just are we straight up prediction?
Over under
Okay.
predictions next.
Over under. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'll go over. Thinking about my prediction as going to end up being over, I think. Yeah.
I'll go under. Under.
All right. I do not like betting the under, so I'll take the over. All right. Moving on here to the final selection here of the Super Bowl prop bet casino, prop bet saloon, I should say. Niners are favored by 1.5. I want your pick and the score.
I am going to go Chiefs 31-24.
All right. So picking the Chiefs.
Chiefs 28-17.
Another pick for the Chiefs. 28-17.
Yes.
Oh man, I wanted to pick the Chiefs as well, but now that feels kind of lame.
Do it.
I cannot bring myself. I hope the Niners get absolutely ear hold.
I mean, we all know why we're doing it.
I mean, I just hope that they get absolutely jaw jacked.
Walloped.
Yeah, yeah. Just cold cocked.
I'm a bitter person, yes.
That's right. Yeah, I don't know what that says about me. I'm gonna take the Chiefs. The spread just doesn't make sense to me, and the money keeps coming in on the Chiefs, and the line doesn't move. I think the smart money would be on the Niners, but I'm gonna take the Chiefs. For the score, I say I took the over, so let's go 34-27. And there you go. The first annual prop bet saloon is in the books. That's Super Bowl, what are we, 58 this year?
58, yep.
Wow.
Wow,
All
getting
right.
up there.
All right. Well, Nikki, thank you for handing over the hosting duties tonight. I'll gladly hand them back over to you next week, should you want them.
We'll see. We'll see.
Should you choose
One
to accept?
thing-
Yeah.
One thing we must say, that was not addressed is the suit situation. Tom Izzo needs to start wearing suits for big games, and also we need to get new uniforms.
Amen.
Mm.
Besides the script ones, I just do not like what's going on with these uniforms. And
And
the
we've been
suit
bad
thing,
since we've had them.
yeah, and the suit thing, I get the whole comfortability aspect, but I mean, at what point do you just gotta say? I mean, when he was wearing suits, we were so much better. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
so much better.
It's almost like
Give
a
it a
retirement
shot.
uniform right now. Yeah.
Give it a shot, man.
Yeah, I mean, get rid of these jumpsuits. These, I mean, I
The
love the
leisure
pullovers.
suit, yeah.
Very cool pullovers, but those are for practice. I mean, let's get back
Or
to
for
business,
me.
Tommy. Yeah,
Or
that's
for me.
right. Yeah, let's get back to business. I mean, jeez. Anything else we need to cover? I'm really hoping one of these episodes we can come on and not be like negative for the first half hour. Like, I feel like that's got to be tough to listen to. I mean, it's getting exhausting doing it.
I think we're losing
It's the same
subscribers
thing
doing
over
it.
and over
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, it really feels like the first half hour is the same show. So hopefully, Mr. Viss will bring some excitement. I'm coming back strong next week. We'll have to think of a good category for you.
Can't beat me.
I know.
I'll help Willie. I'll see if
Yeah,
we can
we'll
get
get some
something.
good ones.
I could sense some bullshit right around the corner.
No, I wouldn't do it to you. I
Oh,
want
how
to be
dare
fair.
you.
I want to be fair. I thought I would get you with a couple.
You're close on a couple. Close.
Yeah. Anything else we need to talk about?
We
Take that
do
out in
have
post.
some pretty big news, pretty big announcement coming in a few weeks. But all we're allowed to do right now is tease it. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
interrupting the college football podcasting world. So, we'll see.
Realignment,
Yeah.
baby.
That's right. Realignment.
All right, everybody. That's all. We'll
Yep.
see you next week.
Follow, subscribe,
Yes, of course.
social media, all that.
Yep. You know where to find
Should
us.
know
at
where to
this
find us
point.
by now. Yeah.
Yep.
God forgives, savants don't.
Amen. Go green.
Go green,
Go
go white.
white.